Okay, everybody, here we are at the Windows desktop. Let's go ahead and knock out Hands-On 1, launch Microsoft Word. Step 1, using one of the methods listed above, launch Microsoft Word. Okay, the few ways you can do it, I have a desktop shortcut right here. I have a shortcut down here in the taskbar, which is what I like, because that way I can get rid of this icon, I don't have to use it. You can also click the Start button down here and just type in Word. Whoops. There we go. Okay. I'll just double click my icon here. And there's Microsoft Word. Now what's going to happen is you might get the startup screen. A lot of people don't like that. If you want to turn it off, you can go to File and Options down here. And under General, I'll scroll down here to the bottom and show the start screen when this application starts. I'll check that to sort of show you what it looks like here. Go back into Word, and there it is. Okay, I'll hit blank document, and I'm going to turn that back off over here. A lot of people like to turn that off. So I'll click there. There, now when I restart it, it just comes up to a nice blank document. Step 2, identify the application window components as discussed in the reading above. Okay, at the very top is your title bar. Shows you your login name, your close, minimize, and restore buttons, which you've all used before. The name of the file, which we haven't named it yet, so it just says document 1. This is your quick access toolbar with your undo and redo and your little save button there. You can add buttons to this or remove buttons for that matter by clicking the drop down arrow here and either checking or unchecking the choice that you want to apply. I like quick print, I like save, I like new. We can get rid of automatically save, we don't need that one. Okay, draw table, I don't use that one. And you can move the ribbon towards below, or move the quick access toolbar towards below the ribbon. So now it's below. Okay, so if you don't like that, you can click on it and show above the ribbon. Okay, so there's your title bar and your quick access toolbar. Below that is your ribbon, which has all your ribbon tabs on here. You got File, Home, Insert, Draw, Design. Get yourself familiar with all the ribbon tabs, okay? Because one thing you don't want to do is spend a lot of your time looking for things, okay? I'm not saying you have to memorize every single thing. I mean, although that would be the ideal choice, but go through all the ribbons and locate all the common buttons you like. You can even make your own custom ribbon. We'll do that for a later lesson. But you can build your own ribbon called Joe's Favorites, and you can have all your favorite buttons just on one ribbon. Hit View and Help, Layout, Design. Be familiar with all the ribbon tabs. Now there's 3 really cool tricks I want to show you with the ribbon that I mentioned in the reading. The first one is to hide the ribbon. Most people do this by accident. If I double click my Home tab, the Home tab is where we spend most of our time, so I'm going to stick right here to the Home tab. If you double click it, it goes away. Okay, you can make it come back when you click a tab, but then it goes away again. Okay, sometimes they call that auto hide. All right, but I can unhide it by going back to Home and then double clicking it again, and now it's back. Okay, sometimes people do that by accident and they don't know how to get it back. I think you can also do a Control F1 on the keyboard. F1 to the top of the keyboard there, your function keys, F1, F2, F3. I'll do a Control F1 and the ribbon's hidden, and Control F1 and the ribbon comes back. Okay, so that's one cool trick about the ribbon. The second cool trick is to scroll through the tabs. Now, I'm on a regular all-in-one desktop computer right now. I don't think this works for laptops. It might not, but I don't think it does. You can use the scroll wheel. I got that scroll wheel between my 2 mouse buttons, and I can move it back and forth, and I'm scrolling through the ribbon tabs. Okay, just roll your mouse up here in the ribbon, move the scroll wheel forward and backward, and you can scroll through your ribbon tabs. Okay, but you got to have a mouse with a scroll wheel for that. The third trick I want to show you with the ribbon here is, what if your mouse is broken or you don't have a mouse? How can you activate the ribbon just using the keyboard? You can tap the Alt key. I'm going to tap Alt, and that brings up all the access keys. So if I want to go to, say, margins, okay, or references or mailing, like for layout, I'll hit the letter P, and then margins is the very first button. I'll hit the letter M for margins, and that brings up my margins. Then I can arrow down and pick whatever I want, or I can go down here to custom margins and hit enter, or hit A for that, there we go. And I got page setup, and I can tab to put my focus. The focus, sometimes it's a computer programming term. The focus is wherever your cursor is sitting, okay? So right now my focus is the bottom margin. If I hit tab again, now my focus is the left margin. If I do shift tab, that jumps me backwards, okay? So tab to go forward, shift tab to go backward. I'll do shift tab again. Now my focus is on the top margin, okay? To get rid of that dialog box, I can hit tab, or I can just hit enter, and that applies all the changes, okay, to my document. So those are 3 really cool tricks that you can do with the ribbon. You can double click your home tab to hide it and unhide it. You can scroll through with the scroll wheel and scroll through the tabs with your mouse. And then the third trick is hit the Alt key to bring up your access keys. So you can use the keyboard to access all of your commands. I'll hit escape a couple times right there. Here we go. Now we're back out here. Now the ribbon's also broken up into groups. Okay, I got the clipboard group, the font group. Also notice that each group has a launcher button right here where I can bring up the dialog box. That's what that small button is right there. Maybe I've even noticed it before. Or you can do a Control D. Okay, I am a keyboard nut. I'm from the old days of DOS. So I do like my keyboard shortcuts. There's your clipboard launcher, your paragraph group, and your paragraph launcher. Styles we get into a little bit later. Your editing, voice, and editor. Okay, so all of your different groups. Okay, your different groups. So that's basically your ribbon. Down here is your document window where you actually type in your document. Okay, spell that. Right click it. There we go. Okay. That's where you type your actual document. On the far right is your scroll bar where you can scroll up and down. If your document is very large on the screen, you might have a horizontal scroll bar down here, just above the status bar. The status bar shows you your page number, the number of words in your document. That's actually a button. You can click on it and bring up all the stats of your document, words, paragraphs, characters, okay, lines. All right, I'll hit close there. And where your focus is, you can click on that. Okay, I don't use that a whole lot, but that's what that is. Whoops, hit escape there. Okay, then your different views you have, read mode, print layout, which is where you are most of the time. And then the other thing is your zoom setting. Now there's a really cool trick I want to show you with the zoom setting. A lot of people just hit the plus sign to zoom in and out of their document like that. You're not changing the size, you're just making it appear larger and smaller on the screen. The way I like to do it, and this works for all Windows apps, Microsoft Edge, okay, Google Chrome if you're using Google Chrome browser, PowerPoint, Excel, Word, you can hold the control button down with your left hand. Okay, not the scroll button, the control button. Then move the scroll wheel back and forth on your mouse, and you can zoom in and out of your document like that. So I can zoom out, zoom in, and I'm holding down the control key with my left hand, and with my index finger or middle finger, you can move your scroll wheel back and forth and zoom in and out. Or you can also use down here, you can also click that zoom box and bring up the zoom box. I recommend this if you're taking the certification exam. There are certifications exams for all this stuff, for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, called the Microsoft Office Specialist. And I remember I got like a really nutty zoom setting question, and it said, set the zoom to the document to 45% or 54%. So you come down here and just type in 54 and hit enter. There it is, now it's at 54%. Personally, I like about 100%. or 125% maybe. Let's see here. I'll type in 125 right here. There we go. I like that, so I can see both sides at the same time. Okay, and anyway, that's a little bit about our application window. Remember, your title bar is up here. Your ribbon with all your commands is down here. You spend most of your time on the Home tab. Okay, most of your time on the Home tab. You can do, remember your three tricks with the ribbon. Scroll wheel to scroll through. You can hide your ribbon and not unhide it. And you can also turn on the access keys with the Alt key, ALT, the Alt key on the keyboard. Okay, and that's a little bit about the application window. All right, let's see who we are here in the list. Yeah, number 4, with the Home tab active, click each launcher button in each ribbon group, then close the dialog box. And we sort of did that. You click this one, I think, and you can pick all your font formats. Now you can do most of them right up here, but if you want to get some specialty, okay, you can go in here or maybe set the default or go into text effects. Okay, our paragraph launcher button. All of your indenting and your paragraph spacing is in here. Line and page breaks. And then your styles, of course, and get to styles a little bit later. But those are all your different launcher buttons. Number 5, perform the 3 ribbon tips in the previous table. Been there, done that. Number 6, set your zoom setting to 125, 150, 42. Okay. And remember, you can just click right down here. I'll type in 42. And there we go. I'll put it back to 125. And my document's looking good. Let's see here, number 7, click the Words button in the status bar, then close the dialog box. If you did that, you can click your Words button down here. And there's a number of characters, spaces, paragraphs, hit close. Okay, select File and Close from the File tab. Okay, so I'll do File and Close. And I don't want to save this. And Word for Windows is still running, but there's no document open. Okay, so that takes care of hands-on 1. Go ahead and complete the knowledge check 1 on your own, just by highlighting your answer in your Word document. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, and let's go ahead and head on back to the classroom.